So, following, Nelson discusses changes in the family when mothers re-enter the labor force, which is defined as all people who are either working outside the home or looking for work. The labor force participation rate of mothers rose from under 40% to over 70% in the early 21st century. Many factors contributed to this increase of married women in the labor force. During the 20th century, the service sector of the economy increased tremendously. Workers who work in the service sector are those who provide personal services such as education, healthcare, communication, restaurant meals, legal representation, or entertainment. Many of these jobs are viewed as women's work. However, once the pay rate did increase, this is when many married women re-entered the labor force. Moreover, Nelson mentioned that the rise of women in the labor force is making parenting much more difficult. Kevin Hansen, a respondent to Nelson's survey, remembered how his mother, as well as many others, were, quote, always available, and there was much contact between the mom and the kids. So nowadays, with mothers working full-time jobs, this is less common. Personally, my mom stayed home until I was about 2 years old, and then returned to the labor force working full-time. So I was always in either after-school care or camp until around 5 p.m. most days. I think I stopped going to camp when I was like 13 or maybe even 14 or 15, and I stopped after-school care once I was in 7th grade. However, this is what many parents worry about, how they would create sufficient family time and be there during the critical moments in their children's lives. So this may be seen as role overload, which is defined as the state of having too many roles with conflicting demands, such as being a worker, spouse, and parent. With role overload, many people fear a spillover of roles. A spillover is defined as the transfer of mood or behavior between work and home. So a bad day, or maybe even a good day, can be brought home. In the 2006 General Social Survey, 42% of people felt that the demands of their job sometimes or often interfere with their family life. Overall, a spillover generally flows from work to home due to the workplace being less flexible and having little control over where and when to work. Usually families learn to cope with the inflexible demands of their loved ones' employers. Furthermore, with the concerns of many workers, many corporate managers have thought about easing the demands of work and family. So this led to a movement called the responsive workplace, meaning a work setting in which job conditions are designed to allow employees to meet their family's responsibilities more easily. And this is actually argued that this will be both beneficial to employers and employees. Workers will quit less, which reduces hiring and training replacement costs, and workers will also be less stressed, which will increase productivity. The Census Bureau projects that 50% of growth between 2007 and 2012 will be women workers who also have family responsibilities. And any employer who wants to retain good employees must make their job positions attractive to those who are parents and also to those who are caretakers of elderly parents. In conclusion, Nelson found that parents who she has considered to be of the professional middle class adopt a parenting style of constant oversight. The professional middle class believes in their children's boundless potential as well as intimacy with their children, claims of trust, and delayed launching. Nelson concluded that this type of parenting style stems from anxieties regarding their children's future. Moreover, Nelson notes that her use of social class does not at all refer to social, material, or cultural meanings. Obviously, material conditions do allow for greater freedom, and most parents envision a future for their children with self-confidence, happiness, and passion, as well as success. The daily concerns of everyday life give parents different sets of concerns and opportunities. So many people do wonder what exactly lies ahead for parenting. Nelson does not see any cell phone taps or baby monitors coming to a halt because, after all, safety and responsiveness will likely remain significant concerns among parents, and many parents will continue to monitor their children and hover over them in their home environment. as well as school environment. So simply put, hovering and controlling of parents is here to stay unless there are major changes in neighborhoods, workplaces, communities, and state actions that really do focus on community responsibility, which would be great if that would happen. But right now it is evident that control is here to stay. So my two questions for you guys are, how do you feel about controlling or hovering parents? And also, how do you think you will be as a parent towards your child? And was your mom a stay-at-home mom, or did she work? And how do you feel this affected your childhood?